Welcome to trainingsites.io, and what we're going to do now is we're actually going to go through and I'm going to set up, let me just turn the volume down here a little bit on my microphone so it's not as harsh. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and we're going to install or configure the Stream Deck I just put in a previous video, because what I need to do is I need to get it set up to work with my live streaming software Ecamm. And as I mentioned before, this will work with basically you can Stream Deck, think of it as a button that you can map to specific actions on your PC, and they can be anything on your computer. It doesn't matter whether it's a Mac or a Windows machine, but basically what it is, it's just a quick way to do quick keys, and they will perform tasks on your machine on any app and have anything to do with the with your computer. But we're using it specifically for live streams, and what I need to do is I need to make sure that all of the scenes that I'm set out in my online courses, I have to make sure that all of these scenes are configured with the Stream Deck, so that when I click something on the Stream Deck or use the foot pedal, and again, this is the Elgato Streamdeck Mark II and the Elgato foot pedal. These are my ways to interact with the scenes that I've created in Ecamm, which is my live streaming software. So this will work with OBS live stream. It'll work with Streamlabs or Riverside FM. Doesn't really matter what application it is, as long as it's connected to the Stream Deck as an application. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. As long as it's done, you basically have a live connection. And in my case, with the version that I have, I've got 15 keys connected directly, actually more than 15, but 15 up front that I'm going to set up here. So here's the first thing I want to do is I just want to make sure that you understand what we're working with here and where things are from. And again, if you're not set up here, I'll make sure that you have access to what's going on and how all of this comes together. So here's the first thing I want to do is we're going to open up another screen here, which is my headshot, hopefully. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. So we're on the Elgato.com website, and this is where all the Elgato products are, including the software that you can install. And any of the products that I'm talking about are here. And I'll put the links below directly and in the comments below, and also on the website. So if you're not familiar with it, again, I'll just touch briefly. They've got a number of products. The ones that are really cool for us as online course creators is the teleprompter that is here. So we can look into the camera, and if you are using a script or you do need points that are appropriate to be able to follow, you'll be able to do that. There's the Stream Deck ones that I just pulled up. Again, the one that I'm using is the Stream Deck, and I think it's the Mark II. They're changing them all the time, so just understand the thing that's important again for me is how many keys that we have access to that allows me to create these assign keys to particular scenes. The other thing just to keep in the back of your mind is I'm using a physical Stream Deck. You can also use your phone, whether it be an Android or an Apple device, and you can actually use your phone as the Stream Deck and actually have the buttons on your phone connected to your machine or your setup as well, which is kind of cool. So they do have all sorts of capture stuff available. This is just a really good set of tools available for people who are online course creators. Not the only ones, but they are there, and they're well known as well. The other thing, just going to touch on, lights are here, mounting arms are here, and also green screens in behind if you want to get into that. So it really is a good set of props for us as course creators, and allowing us to put all of this cool stuff together. So having said that, the first thing you need to do, you're going to have some hardware. Hardware is easy to set up. Did it earlier. You just connect it directly into USB port on your computer, and it's going to be connected. But after that, you have to do one more thing, and that is go to the website, and on the right-hand side, up on the right-hand side here, you're going to see downloads. I'm going to click downloads. And what I need you to do is find on your page, I don't know why it's not showing properly on here, but there's a couple things that you need to do. And the one that I want you to go and actually download for the Stream Deck is this software right here. And you're going to find the software, because I'm on a Mac, it's showing me the version, but you need to find the software for the Stream Deck to install on your machine. And the reason we're doing that is because what we're going to do is we're going to set up the software, connect it to the physical device so that we can have those connected and working properly together. And you can see there's a download, run your install. They've got some additional versions that are here depending on what kind of Stream Deck that you have. So find the one you want for the type of machine that you're using and make sure and go and download it. And again, all of this shows up for me because I'm on a Mac, and I believe they're able to figure that out from the website. If you're on a PC, it should show up as a PC. So go ahead and do that. Make sure you get that installed properly before we get started. Okay, so let's go back and we'll take a look at where we are here. Back to the headshot. Now the interesting thing is I don't have my Stream Deck mapped, and I'm manually having to connect these. And what am I actually connecting? Well, what I'm doing right now is I'm going to go and we'll go and do the live demo mode on my Ecamm software. We'll pull that one open, and what you'll see is you're going to see my actual live streaming software that's there. And what I've got here are my scenes. And I talked about this earlier, the way that I've got my live streaming software set up for creating online courses is I have a number of scenes, which are different views that I'm capturing or recording or live streaming. And I've got a live feed that's here. I've got a live feed that's here that's a little bit closer, zoomed in. I have one which is a headshot and a chat, which is the one we were just looking at previously. I also have another one which is Chrome, and then a headshot in the bottom right. Got the main display. I have another one which is a headshot and pencil, a side display because I have two monitors, and also the video pencil by itself. And then I've got an iPhone screen capture and a headshot screen overlay, and then just the iPhone camera looking down. So these are all scenes that I'm using on a regular basis, and what I need to do is I need to go and I need to use that Elgato software, and I need to map these scenes to the software. So right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 11 different scenes. The previous little Stream Deck Mini I had only had 6 keys. The one I just installed has 15 keys. So let's just open up the software. We'll take a look at that, and you'll see how we're going to end up mapping it. So finish the live demo mode. Just got rid of that. We're back to the screen that we were at with my headshot. And what I want to do is I'm just going to go and we'll open it right now just to the main display so that you can see that main display. So that's the site we were on before. I'm just looking at the browser that was there. Actually come back to that one because that's a neat one too. So let me just pull up our software that I've already installed and make sure that we have it available to see. There we go. And here's the software, the Stream Deck software. So let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger so that you can see it properly. We've got it there. So here's the Stream Deck software. You've got to get this installed. And in my case, I'm using Ecamm Live. And remember, I was showing you earlier, there was some additional tools that were available or presets that were available for us working on this. One of them was the Streamlabs desktop. And where's the OBS? So Streamlabs is that software as a service. It's available. And then the other one was the OBS Studio. And then we've got Ecamm for Zoom. That's one of the other things that Ecamm has just added, the ability to integrate Zoom and have those together. And then in this case, we've got Ecamm Live, which is the one that we're doing. So I'm going to open that one up. and I'll take a look at it. And this is the preset that was there for us. And the thing is, we've got apps, links, headshots, record headshots, emojis, tutorials, a finish, all sorts of stuff. Those aren't the ones that I want because I want to make sure that I can put all of these scenes on. So how do I do that? Now, I could create another complete scene, but what's happened on this one is you can see it's got Ecamm Live and Ecamm for Zoom on the buttons here. I'm just moving my mouse back and forth. If you don't have your application connected to the Stream Deck, it won't show up here on the right hand side. These ones are all pre-configured, right? So if I want to manage the actions, you can see that these ones are available or not available, and also the ability to go and edit them. So I'm just going to click that one and have it done. Bring those ones back. So these ones are there. We've got the Ecamm Live, so I don't need to do that. The other ones across the top, I'll just go over these shortly so that you can see what they're about. The first one is notifications that you'll get from it. Again, not entirely important for most people. The one that you're going to want to look at is going to look at the preferences that show up. And the preferences show up in another window, and they were on my particular desktop. Hopefully we'll be able to show these. These are the different settings that we have for the devices. Now, I had a Stream Deck Mini. I also had this new Stream Deck. I had the Stream Deck foot pedal. And these particular ones, you can see left here, there's the Mini, the Mobile, the pedal, and the Stream Deck. I just renamed the bigger one Stream Deck. The Mini was there. The Mobile is because I have it installed on my phone, and the pedal is because I have the pedal. So all of the physical devices that I'm using with Stream Deck are here. I'm going to use this one, and I can change it to 15 if I want, for example, or I'll just go Mark II. We'll do that one. Make sure it's Mark II, and I have it as a Mark II. So we're going to save it. Device orientation, sleep after never. What do I want as the brightness? And on this one, what else do I need? Let's go and see general. Check for updates. Of course, the device is there. Mark II, my account. Again, you can set up a particular account. I have it in this particular case. Profiles. For this one, I have 2 pages. Remember, I have 15 keys on the start. I don't need to have 15 keys per se. What I could have is in many cases, I might want to have those 15 keys. I can have a second page underneath. I'm just going to use the 15 keys. I don't want to get too separated. And you can assign a particular application to it. Plugins. These are the ones that were already done and set up for us. And then the styles, I can change some of the different keys in behind. And I'll show you how to do more on that in a second. So the first thing is I want to go make sure I've got my device there. And when I'm finished, I'm just going to close this and it should save it. And actually you can see that it's already saved it in behind as I changed it live. So we're working on the right device, and we're working on Ecamm Live, which is the one here, and we've got the preset. So a couple of these I don't want at this point, so I'm going to get rid of them. So apps, what do I need to do here? If I do a right mouse click, I can choose delete. I'm going to delete it. Do I want any links? No, I'm not using any links, so we're going to do that one. We're just going to get rid of all of these quickly here. I could have selected here, don't ask me again, but we'll just go through it just because we're online. Actually, I will go through it so it's quicker. There we go. Let's delete it. And don't ask me again. We'll just delete these quickly. And I'm going to start from fresh. Now, the only thing that I'm starting from fresh, but just understand, I'm just starting from fresh for assigning the keys. I do have this profile attached to the Ecamm software. But what I need to do is I need to go and say, you know what? I want to connect those scenes that I was looking at earlier, right? And on the left-hand side, you're going to see we've got 3 of the important, one important one for us. This one here says run scene. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag that one over. I'm just going to mark it as run scene, and I can give it a title. And on this one, I'm just going to give it a, we'll just give it one called headshot. And you can see over on the top here, it's given the title there. And what I want to do is, the scene is attached, right? So I'm going to go and I'm just going to say live feed. Okay, that one's there. I got it set up. And there's a little icon that shows up here. So that one's fine. What do I need to do again? I need to add a second scene. So I'm just going to go and we'll add one here, because that's the one that a button I want, and I want I'm just going to call it headshot 2. You can call it whatever you want. But in this one, it's live feed beat. Maybe I'll call it live feed just so call these ones a little bit. Let me do, I don't know what, I'm going to go back and maybe we'll do this one. We'll just call it zoomed. There, so headshot and zoom. So those ones are there. What about this one here? The next one I want to put in here is, I'm going, you know what? The one that I normally go to on a regular basis is, I want another scene that's in here, and I want to have that scene be this one here, which is the, we're going to call it, I don't want to call it chat. I'm going to rename it after. So I'm going to do, just going to call it sidebar so that I know it's the sidebar. Again, this is for my personal reference. And the scene in Ecamm is headshot and chat, so that one's fine. I'm going to add another scene. Again, these are the ones that we're over. So this one is going to be, we'll call it, this one is Chrome and Face. So we're just going to say, I'm going to call this one it's going to say, let's do we're going to say this one I'm going to call headshot plus screen, and it's Chrome and Face is my in Ecamm. That's what I've actually got the scene called. Now you may be asking, why am I using a smaller term? The reason is because there's limited number of text or letters we can put in here. And I want to make sure if I put Chrome plus Face, it's going to overwrite the entire thing. So I want to keep it something that's short. Now I could go and change it in Ecamm, change the name of the scenes, or I can use different names, which is what I'm doing here. Now I've added 4, and you can see I've got finish here. So one of the things that I like to do personally is I like to have a key, instead of looking down at the software to find the finish button, I want to have a finish button that I can just hit myself when I'm ready to finish. So this one I'm going to drag down here to the finish, and I added this finish button, but what I need to do is selected that one. You know what? Let's get rid of this one and make sure I've got the right one. So I'm going to delete that one. And let's look on the right-hand side here. Publish, go live, and finish. There we are. So this one I'm going to go and pull over. And it is the finish one, so I'm just going to call it finish. As long as I pick the right one from the right-hand side, that's the important part. So I got finishes there. Now I want some other scenes here that I had set up. One of them is browser only. I'm just going to call that one screen. I'm just going to call, I have 2 monitors, so I'm going to call that one right monitor just so I know. And on this one, I'm going to call it main display. Okay, so that one's right monitor. That one's great. I want to do another scene here. This one I'm going to call left monitor. And I've got that one as one of the other ones available. Side display. So I've got right monitor and left monitor. Maybe I'll change those ones around too. So just so it's left and right, so it makes sense to me, and not have right and left on the opposite sides. So those ones are done. What else do I need? I need to have another scene here, which was my pencil. I'm going to call that one the pencil, or video pencil. And again, this is one that I couldn't get on the Mini before, right? If I was on the Mini, I'd only have these 6 available to me. I've already used 7 plus the finish. So I want to get this one here. I want to attach the screen, which was let's do headshot and pencil. That's the one I use anyway, preferably. And we'll do I'm going to do headshot plus pencil. See if that one fits in. Yeah. That one's okay. We'll do that, headshot and pencil. What are the other ones I want to have? We've got the side one, video pencil. Let's do one. I'm going to do one, which is a run scene. This one I'm going to do, you know what? I think the pencil, I'm going to have this one up here. I want the pencil up here. Then we've got headshot and chrome, headshot and screen. Those ones are there. Okay, so let's do another one. We're going to run this one over here. And this one, I'm just going to call it the phone, because it's my phone screen. So it's my phone. Whatever's on my phone screen is going to be there. And we'll do another one, which is the one that I use sometimes, and we'll put it underneath. And that one is going to be the phone camera. So I got the phone camera that's there. I've got the phone and the phone camera. Finish. So those are some of the ones that I have there. These are the ones that will start off. I'll play around with these. The thing is that I've now taken my scenes from my live stream, so I can do live edits, and I've assigned them to the Stream Deck. And those ones are there. I've got some empty spots, which is fine. Don't need to do that. I've got the finish in the bottom left. I might want to just move this one up just so I can. Now you're going to get smart about this. Whatever works for you, whatever's easy to find. For example, if you are, let me just see if I can, let's say for example, you know, I'm assigning these to the keys here, right? I'm assigning these. Let's see if I can get the zoom to work for you. So whatever you're comfortable using when you're touching the keystrokes, you want to change wherever those keys are for you. And while I'm doing this, you know, we were looking at it right now. What should happen is when I go and actually press the button, so for example, if I press the next one, I can go back and forth because I've set the zoom up. If I want to go and just look at the sidebar one, it's now connected. If I want to go and look, for example, at the screen capture, which is the entire screen, it's there. The pencil I don't have set up. If I go to the left monitor, you should see the left monitor, what's there. If I go to the right monitor, you should see what's happening on the right monitor. So all of these are now set up, and it gives me the ability to do live edits while I'm creating the courses. Now there's a couple other things that you can do here, and I'll just show them to you quickly. If, for example, I wanted to do something neat, what I could do is I'll go and I'm going to play a sound. Because one of the things that Ecamm has is they have a built-in sound set. So I'm just going to go, we'll just go call one applause. What sound do I want? You can see there's a whole bunch here already that are pre-configured into Ecamm. I'm just going to pick that one. I could pick another file, play and stop, and the volume. So I've got that one in, and let's see what happens. There we go. We've got a sound, so I can do anything I want with a sound. There's other things that I can add here. If I have a chat running in my Ecamm software, or Streamlabs software, or OBS, I can actually add that in as something that's on the side. I can post comments. I can use camera switchers because there's multiple cameras. I just put in scenes, but there's tons of flexibility for you as you're working on this. Now, there's a gray button down in the bottom right. You may be going, well, what's that button for? Remember I said I have 15 keys across the top here? If we go take a look at these additional keys, and I look at the right hand, see the gray button? If I go and click that, what happens is it's going to bring me to another screen. And what I can do is I can also customize all of these buttons. And in fact, I can have as many screens as I want. So even though 15 of them are showing up here, that doesn't mean I have 15. What that means is that I've got 15 times however many I want to have. And that gives us the ability to add this and to really make a custom setup for yourself as you're doing all these live edits. Now, I'm going to show you one other thing here. We'll just go to the whole screen there and see if that comes up. So see how this one has an actual picture here of me? It's got a picture of the actual screen, a picture of the pencil, which isn't hooked up at this point. But what about if you want to customize those? Well, there's a number of things that you can do. And if you actually click this button here on the right-hand side, hopefully you can see it, and that one will actually bring you to the market. And what's cool with the market is, look what's here. We've got additional plugins that we can add. Now remember I said we had one for OBS, Streamlabs, Twitch, that kind of stuff. If you're doing YouTube, we've got these actual plugins can do preset modules for each of these particular ones. So only some of them were installed, but any application that you have, you can actually get set up and assigned to your Stream Deck. So if you listen to music, obviously, and you're checking out Spotify and you want to stop and start your Spotify stuff, you can do that right from your Stream Deck. If you're using any of the other applications, even if it's something like Gmail or Outlook, you're checking your email, you're on a Discord server, all of these things are all connected for you. Now, if I go back to the Stream Deck here, icons. Yeah, exactly. So what we can do is we can download sets of icons and get them and assign them to the individual pieces that we've actually added. So let me go and open that one up again. Well, I don't know why I can't find it on my Mac. I got to learn how to use it better. So on any of these ones here, if I have a left monitor, for example, on these ones, show title, I can show at the top or the bottom and the font and the size, so I can change the text underneath. And if I'm not mistaken, I can make it bold. If I go on the right-hand side here, create a new icon, set from file, or open Stream Deck icon library. So let's see what I've got from the icon library here. So it's opening up for me, and I can go and I can say, you know what? I want to have a monitor. Let's do this one here, default light. And I want to do monitor. Let's see, doesn't show anything, so let's see screen. That one's not a good one. I don't like any of those ones. So let me see if I got a camera one or something I can use here. Nope. Elgato brand ones. No, those aren't ones I want. Let's see what else we got here. What are ones here? Microphone. So for this case, I'll just use this one here just so that we can see it. That's maybe not the right one. What would be a good one here? Point is, you can go through and find the ones that you want, or you can download some of them that were there before. I don't have one that jumps out at me, so let's do this one. We'll just do screen here. Okay, so I got a screen. The point is, you can go and you can add all of these that you want to all of the different ones so that they're easier to figure out other than the text. And the thing that's also nice here as well is if you look at the particular ones that are here, you can see that they have a light background and another background. So those ones are available to you. Let's see what this one does. There they are, the monitors again, and we can pick from those as we want. So you're in a situation now where you can do live streams and map the scenes that you have set up in your streaming software and switch back and forth between these as often as you want, whenever you want, just by simply clicking a button. You can organize them the way that you want, and again, you can change them based on the different scenes that you've got set up when you're actually creating your courses. You can have a different scene in your streaming software. You can have a different scene or order of scenes, and you can assign them to their own separate profile right here. So you have a certain type of course, use a certain type of profile. If you have a certain kind of live stream where you're doing live training and you want to do things, for example, where you're doing live chats or looking at comments, you can set up the scenes for that, assign it to your Stream Deck. You can do things, for example, if you have sponsors, or perhaps you want to do lower thirds or have something go across the bottom of the screen to have a call to action or something. You can set that up as a profile. Whenever you need to do it, you press the button, it will bring it in. These are all things that I couldn't do until today. So my job over the weekend here is I'm going to go and I'm going to start creating or mapping my scenes out from my streaming software and have them mapped directly to the Stream Deck. This is a really cool thing. Again, it's another one of those pieces of technology that you should use if you're going to be teaching online and training online. And again, what it allows you to do is really keep your learners engaged and not have to send stuff out to edits. Again, there's a time and a place for doing edits. I think that teaching online and creating your courses and your content quickly has a lot of value. Over and above the flubs and some of the mistakes you might have or some of the technical issues. It's real life, real training, real teaching, and it allows you to create courses as quickly as you need to. Hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. More importantly, go visit trainingsites.io, sign up for the community there. And if you want any of these courses created for you, your training sites, any of this work done for you, you just don't have time to learn it, or you're struggling with it and you want it done with you and for you, we're here to help. We've got 3 or 4 great packages that you might want to consider that will take care of it all for you. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm just going to click the finish button here, and we'll see you again tomorrow or the next day. Let's see. There we go. Finishing up.